Carol. Did you see the?
We're just about to. What we say now will be aired. So
Okay.
In a speech to the Police Athletic League, Mayor Bill de Blasio asked for protests and politics to be put aside while the city warns officers wage and lose.
Oh yeah, sure. The protest to be put aside now. Now that you're responsible for the death of those two guys.
What happened here?
He made no direct response to police officials who said the mayor has blood on his hands. He said it's time for people of different viewpoints to step back and save debate for another day. Aaron Kittersky, ABC News, New York.
He was known for the way he sang and how he looked doing. British blues singer Joe Cocker has died. He was once asked how he made songs other people sang his own.
You know, I try and give them my own. I do something like a baby. I just try and change it to my own way.
Joe Cocker battled lung cancer for some time.
Who's Brendan Hurley?
He's a buddy of mine. I used to work with in DC. Obviously a Christian guy.
Fewer Americans were buying, maybe because home prices were up 5%. Now it's up 140.
What's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in. We're coming at you just a few minutes away.
Due to the financial hardship consumers are facing from the decline of the U.S. economy, the Internal Revenue Service is now accepting reduced settlements from consumers on back taxes, resulting in back taxes reduced by thousands of dollars. An open phone line has been established by federal tax relief for consumers to call and see if you qualify for this production to ensure your financial stability during this decline in the economy. Take down this number or store it in your cell phone, but call 1-800-237-2199. That's 1-800-237-2199. If you owe back taxes to the IRS, there is no need to fear anymore. The IRS is now accepting reduced settlements from consumers, resulting in tax debts reduced by thousands of dollars. For your free information and to see if you qualify for your reduction, call the federal tax relief hotline 1-800-237-2199. 1-800-237-2199.
Where's Marty live?
Right here.
Oh,
Right.
So he
My
must be
lawyer.
a regular listener to the
I
Internal.
don't think he, probably not, no. I mean, he's always been kind of, you know, I mean, we talk about music, we talk about this and that. He just has this anti-Christian viewpoint, which is,
Well, he tries to articulate himself in such a way that he's really talking about football acuity. And
yeah. But as you go, as you keep reading, you'll see.
There are probably a lot of brown trucks out there on the road with you today. UPS says this will be their busiest delivery day of the year. Drivers expect to be dropping off more than 34 million packages by the time it's all over. Is there such a thing as ethical fur? Fur you can wear without feeling guilty? Well, a company in Massachusetts thinks so. ABC's Joe Bennett has more in its new market, selling clothing made from roadkill. Petite Moore uses roadkill to make fur garments, gloves, leg warmers, neck muffs, and hats that sell for between $400 and $1,000.
These kind of conversations, Chuck, if you could craft one of your writings, you know, how to respond
to
because it's
acrimonious assaults.
You know, how to respond to, you know, to these kind of sort of vociferous arguments.
Well, these here are somewhat subliminal too. I mean, they're underneath. They're not really. If the fellow was honest, he thinks, I just hate Christians and here's why.
Yeah.
Or I hate Christianity, I hate Christ, and here's why.
Right. Well, he mentions, and this is a common complaint, that you all think you're better than everybody else, which is so amazing.
For him to know you,
Yeah.
and he knows you're a Christian, and you know, to point that
because he knows that's not
as a
me.
blanket indictment, you know, and include you in it, he doesn't really know your heart.
Yeah, it's crazy. Here we go.
Let me assert my firm belief that the only thing we have to fear is fear itself.
I think eternal perspective is going to give you a new iPhone.
Not what your country can do for you and what you can do for your country. Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
What a wonderful country we live in to have the freedom of forums like this for Rich, you know, where you can interchange with people freely.
What will you do without freedom? Let me take out fire. But they'll never take freedom.
You remind me of Arturo Toscanini.
I was the best because the crowd loved me.
Also known as Tom Hartley.
When you're freedom, I want the crowd. I'll give them something they've never seen before.
Overlooking Mount San Jacinto from our palatial studios in beautiful Palm Springs, California. 25-year talk radio veteran, voted best in the valley. It's the Rich Gilgallon Show.
And thank you, Russ O'Hara. Thank you, Kate Smith. Thank you, Ray Charles. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. And as a matter of fact, thank you, studio audiences. Just amazing. What an amazingly warm reception. Amazingly warm, amazing. I think amazing would suffice there. Amazing warm reception. Thank you very kindly. Here on the Rich Gilgallon Show. And as we speak, I am actually under Mount San Jacinto, looking up at the amazing, muscular Mount San Jacinto. It is 70 degrees on the way to 80. And it's great to be with you today. Thanks for taking the time to tune in. There's a lot to get to today. Got a couple of things going on. Obviously, you know, every now and then, the people speak. They rise to the occasion. And this devastating assassination of two police officers, minding their own business, sitting in a car in New York City, is laid right, in my view, right at the feet of the President of the United States of America. Sad to say, at the Attorney General in particular, with his sort of war on police departments around the country, not for, this is the thing with our current Attorney General. He has not moved on since 1964. Okay, most of the rest of the country has. But he apparently has not. And so he's stuck in 1964. And so now he goes after police departments, not because of racism, not because, as was the fact in the 60s, you had juries that were presented with evidence of murder and just decided not to convict because the guy was white. There was a place there for the federal government to step in and straighten things out. That does not exist in St. Louis. It's not a matter of racism. That does not exist in New York City. It's not a matter of racism. In either case, were the criminal, in either case, were he 6'7", 350-pound white guy, the same response would have taken place. So racism, not a factor in these two now most famous so-called crimes and grand juries. But this Attorney General can't see that way. Why? Because Al Sharpton's in his ear. It's racism, 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 racism. It's not racism. It's not. Now, does racism exist? Yeah, probably it does. Is it 1964 in America? No, it isn't. Not even close. And if you think it is, ask some people that went through that are still around. Ask them if things have changed in America since 1964. You have to be stupid to not see the change that's taking place in this country. It's an amazing change. We should be proud of that change. We should be patting each other on the back for this dramatic, dynamic change, particularly in the South. It's amazing how this country has changed since 1964. 74, 84, 94, 2004, 50 years. It's been a dramatic change. Racism, please. It's not racism. So our Attorney General, our president, stuck in the past. Now, Mayor de Blasio, he's a whole nother story altogether, this wackadoodle-doo. De Blasio is a socialist, a whack job leftist, hates the police, believes that the police are the problem. This is the problem with the left mentality. They actually believe, this is what they believe. They believe that the police are the problem. Not the criminals. No, because the criminals, well, they're just young kids trying to, figure out a way to make a living in a tough economy. So, they not the criminals. No, the police are the problem. Until two of them get shot in cold blood. Now all of a sudden, Al Sharpton sounds like Rudy Giuliani. Rich Gilgallon Show, first name, please.
Hi, Rich. This is Bob. I think you put it in one sentence. Violent crime is a problem, and the police have to respond. If these people don't commit violent crime, there won't be gunshots. I blame it on the criminals, not the police.
Way to go, Bobby. We have common ground here. Every now and then, Bob, you and I have some common ground. So anyway, I just wanted to clear that up. Now, having said that, there are other stories today. I'm sorry to hear about the passing of the great Joe Cocker, who we play on this show an awful lot. Play a lot of his music on this show. I had the great pleasure of seeing Joe Cocker several times, 2 or 3 times, in concert, both in the late 60s, early 70s, and sometime in the late 80s. I mean, the guy has been he's been everywhere for at least 2 generations. He was an amazing singer, white soul singer, just about as good as anybody. And I'm sorry to hear he passed. He was 70 years old, which tells me that that he was 25 or 26, I guess, during Woodstock. And I was frankly amazed that he survived Woodstock. I mean, take a look at Joe Cocker singing at Woodstock and tell me that you think this guy's going to make it to 70. I mean, if he can make it to 70, I feel better today that I may have a chance to make it to 70, because he partied hard. Joe lived a hard life. He was, he was a rock and roller and fabulous talent. Sorry to see him go. Age 70, the great Joe Cocker. It's Rich Gilgallon Show, first name, please. Hey, Rich and Idlewild. How you doing there, buddy? Is that you up at Idlewild? There you are. I see you up there. You're Matty McKay, just down the road from you, I think. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, I tell you, they're getting tired of it. You can see it in New York. I got to break thanks, buddy. You can see it in New York that the police themselves are tired of this whole thing. I mean, you know, they're done. I mean, they turned their back on de Blasio as he walked out of the press conference. So, Rich Gilgallon Show, it's great to be with you. You tuned in to Newstalk 920, KPSI.
Heating and air conditioning system working.
Totally forgot to do my board, my flop. Totally forgot.
You bet.
Totally forgot.
Conditioning in your desert. Get a service plus agreement and you'll always get
My
a discount
brain.
on parts
Is that
and
giving kudos to the people that are on the station? Is that what you mean?
No, it's my duty to set the show up, and I got busy, you know, doing other crap today, and I forgot to do it. So let me check some out.
Hello, this is Frank Harrison, President of General Air Conditioning. As we start the holiday season, we become much more aware of what really matters in life. People are more important than things. Relationships are worth nurturing. And the spirit of the season really isn't just in a box under a tree. Please, while you're thinking about this, pause for a second to say a prayer for a friend.
Come on,
That's
Richie.
a gift to them, just as you're a gift to us.
Program.
Neither requires gift wrapping. We at General Air Conditioning want to take this opportunity to wish you and your family a very special holiday season and a safe New Year. Bring in the new year in style and celebrate the Riviera Palm Springs. Up close and personal and exclusive evening with Frank Sinatra Jr. Starts with the new. Frank Sinatra Jr. and his spectacular orchestra performance
Yeah,
in the
like,
legendary
really care
Grand
about
Ballroom
getting
at the Riviera Palm Springs. It's a magical evening of entertainment, dancing, and culinary delights, including a four-course gourmet dinner prepared by award-winning executive chef John Roberts, while resident entertainer Martin Ross gets the evening started. Tickets are available.
Strangers in the night.
Palm Springs.
Frank Sinatra Jr.
778-66.
That seems
66.
it's tough, you know.
New Year's Eve.
I'm not the old man.
Palm Springs with Frank Sinatra
You think?
Jr. Up close and personal.
You like Mickey Mouse kids, you know.
Nasty shit out there. How about that?
Well, her boots can make the walk.
Yeah, I walked in the opposite direction.
I like Nancy.
Sylvia, did you get that
Well,
back
not
for our big store show
Something
coming?
personal.
Did Steve at
As a
Canyon
talent,
Valley
She had a great album with Lee Hazelwood. Really good album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is a 3x8 banner.
See, I don't know what you're, you know,
Come on,
you gotta be, you know, when you see these people put out the work,
Yeah.
you know, I'd like to give an opportunity to the boss.
Wow, what a
Very
great
fair-minded.
The Go Big
Fair
Sign
man,
and
man.
sale going on now at Kenyon
This is
Copy
a
and
new
Print
thing I
in
got
Palm
now.
Springs. No job too big.
Hold the phone, I'll get right to you.
KenyonCopyandPrint.com.
East Valley Republican women keep their
There's
membership
a button.
about
That's
all
all
right
right.
national issues, voter information, as well as current legislation that is important to every person in our state. They meet the first Monday of
I
every
have no
month.
response. Yes, sure.
Their programs and
Personal.
speakers are not to be missed by anyone who has conservative
Very,
values.
very.
Call Sue
That's
at
why I didn't get back to you last night.
772-709-60
I was on the phone when you called.
reservations and club information. This
Gordy
is
is
your
pleased?
opportunity to
Yes.
get involved.
Good. That's all I care about.
And I think he's watching now.
You're getting your.
Gordy,
Now, where
I
to
have
go?
one, I have two. I have, three.
He seems okay.
Well, they may,
I've
through
shared
the
a couple
website.
guys on the radio and TV, and they all sound legit. So how can you get confident with one? Well, Dr. Robert Renz offers a guide. Start with those
All right,
seemingly
so,
simple
we'll come
initials.
back, and then we'll go, to the lunch break, I mean, the bottom of the hour, and then
Renz are
Hang out, huh?
tag you in here, bro.
stands for Master
Get
of Dentistry.
Charlie DeVoe on here, with the
Simply
coach,
Charlie.
Got in your mouth.
promote that, so
Not
we
only
can,
went to
Charlie and the
school
coach.
so we
Today,
can, not Charlie, the coach.
Be confident in the dentist's skill, yes. But you need a consult too to be sure everything else fits.
That's number one.
Dr. Ren's consult is free. Call for yours. 760-902-7756 and visit drrobertrenz.com. Once again, 760-902-7756. Sedation offered.
Start your Sundays, every Sunday, with a new perspective, an eternal perspective. Every Sunday from 7 to 8. It's the Eternal Perspective, brought to you by Men of Messiah. Men of Messiah, a group of...
That is a good tune, that is a good tune, you know?
The Word of God. Tune in.
I never noticed it, I never noticed the tune before.
For Chuck DeVoe and Rich Gilgallon, brought to you by Men of Messiah. It's the Eternal Perspective. Join us 7 a.m. every Sunday morning. Yes.
Come on, clap your hands. It's time to bring some joy, y'all. Earth, Wind, and Fire. Come on. Yeah! Does it get any better than that? Come on. Come on. Don't stop clapping now. Yes. Yeah, baby. Let Earth receive her king. All right, you're on the air. First name, please. Did you stay through the song? You're on the air. Oh, homie. What's up, homie? What's up, Mikey? I'm all right there, brother. What's going on, man? You got a lot going on, man. What's going on with this is my good friend Miracle Mike, who is the Hollywood Minute King. Can I announce that, or should I delete that from the tape?
Yeah, there's more important things to talk about. I got the front page New York Post from me.
What does it say?
Region-based front page New York Post.
All right, let's hear it.
De Blasio snubs family of executed cops, doesn't even call.
Is that? I can't believe that he didn't call the family of these policemen. Rudy Giuliani must be, his head must be ready to explode. How does he not? Well, first of all, the president of the United States is he's gonna leave his vacation and fly over to help the family of these police officers grieve, right?
Yeah, right.
Oh no, I guess not. No, I guess not. He's too busy trying to, break 140 on a putt-putt course out there with that sort of half. I have to be careful, Mike. Because if I go to explain his golf swing, there's certain areas of Palm Springs that might be offended, and so I don't want to do it. I'll just leave it. I'll leave it like that.
I like to get him on the course with you.
So would I, brother. I'd take him down on a golf course. I'd give him one a hole. And spank him like a redheaded stepchild. I'll tell you that right now. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. I had the pleasure to see him at least 3 times that I can remember. And he was quite a show, man. He would light up a stage. He would get you going, no question.
He's not very sensitive to Blasio. He's as bad as Holder, as bad as he's bad as Holder and Obama. But he's trying. He's trying to catch up there, Mike. Thanks. And
while I have you though, a little bit about the Sony thing. I know that's got to be driving your reports right now, huh?
Yeah, it is.
So we set the all-time we set the all-time surrender record last Thursday, Mike. And feel free to use this. We surrendered to 2 despotic dictators on the same day. It's never been done before by the United States of America. We surrendered to the Castro brothers, and we surrendered to Mung Hung, whatever his name is over there. I mean, when was the last time the United States surrendered to 2 despotic dictators in one day, Mike? Well, I mean, here's my question, Mike. Was it Sony that buckled, or was it AMC and all these other theater owners that were putting the pressure on Sony? Yeah. Because well, first of all, let me tell you something. I was watching a video clip of North Korea, Pyongyang, this morning. And in Pyongyang, there are 2 like 900-foot statues of the 2 glorious leaders. Okay. Now, okay, if we don't want to start, I mean, we could easily send a little message to Pyongyang and knock down those 2 statues. That's the least we can do, Mike. I mean, so anyway, well, thanks, Mike. It's good to hear from you, baby. God bless you. And hey, Mike, have a Merry Christmas, my brother. Well, I always say Merry Christmas, bro. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. All right, you're on the Rich Gilgallon Show. First name, please. Merry Christmas, Bill in Palm Springs. Man, the phone is ringing off the hook here already. What are you doing, Bill?
Well, Rich, I'd like to know what you think about this. My prediction is no, she will not ever yesterday. But I'd like to know what you think. Right now in Cuba, now that we've loosened our relations.
That's a one-way loosening, Mike. That's all. Bill, sorry. That's a one-way loosening, bro. Yeah.
Right now there's 70 fugitives.
I know. Yeah.
Cuba.
Yeah. What?
Well, not yesterday.
No.
Who was a cop killer, 1973 New Jersey State Trooper with a plane, killed point blank by this black woman. I know her name, Joanne something or other.
Yeah.
She's going to be a FBI's most tango.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I will guarantee you she will never be next.
No. I don't even know why you would expect that. There's no way that's going to happen. Raul Castro was announced yesterday. This is his exact quote. This is a great victory for communism. I hope this president is happy. I hope our president is happy. I mean, we've given a great victory in 2 days' time. The first victory for Cuba in 80 years. And for North Korea, their first ever victory. First ever.
Yeah, that's right. And when the FBI says, hey, Barack Obama and Air Force, can we bring back this Joanne, whatever her name is, slain the cop in 1970?
No, he's not going to say.
Obama said, what? We don't want her.
No. But she'll have no safe haven. Okay, as long as you're aware of that. As long as you're aware that she'll have no safe haven, because as our president so boldly stated the other day, if you attack this country, you will find no safe haven. And all the attackers of this country, almost every single one, right now as we speak, has nothing but safe haven. It's the Rich Gilgallon Show. First name, please.
Coach, this is Ali.
Ali, what's going on, brother?
Nothing much, Coach. Nothing much. I just want to talk about this police.
Yes.
If I was the one that had my husband killed in that car,
Oh boy.
I wouldn't want to go out doing 60 miles per hour.
But I know. Yeah. Well,
The guy's
yeah, but see, but he's got to at least attempt. He's got to, as the mayor of New York City, he's got to attempt to build a bridge there, or it's a disaster. Apparently not. He has not made any attempt. He's a dog. He's another liberal dog. Go ahead, brother. Now, am I going to see you guys today or no?
Well, Coach, my boss put me on the spot.
Ah, it's all right. It's all right, Ali. Don't worry about it. All right, brother. Okay.
He texted me and said he's got family coming in. You want me to call you?
That's okay.
No, I'm going to call him anyhow. What's you to call him?
Well, I'll talk to Josh. You know how much I love Josh. He's the man. No, Ali. No, brother. No, it's all good, brother. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
Coach, I swear to God,
All right, Ali. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. All right, you're on the Rich Gilgallon Show. First name, please. Hey, what do you know?
What do I know? What do you know?
Hold on, I gotta call me back. Okay, I got a visitor just walked in studio. All right, thank you. Let's see. Let me crank up your microphone there. There you are, brother. Look at you, man. Look at you. Hey, Chuck, would you angle that camera just a little to get Mr. Rock and Roll? Don't take those off, man. You look too good. There you go, right there, brother. Dr. Ren's in studio. How are you there, bud?
I'm doing fine. I'm coming over here to check on you, and I've got a lot of reports to make to you.
All right. Well, hold on. We got to take our news break.
Okay.
You timed it very good, and then we'll be back momentarily with our good buddy Dr. Robert Renz right after this on the Rich Gilgallon Show.
Renz.
Dr. Renz. Newstalk 920 KPSI. What's up, bud? Boy, what a busy day you've had already. I mean, I talked to Herbie. He was there. I know Sherry Runyon is going over there at 3. Man, oh man.
Let me give you the other report. I was going to give the reports on the radio.
Oh, hope you can. Hold on.
Ken Vincent.
Who?
Ken Vincent.
Oh yeah, Kenny
He
Vincent.
said he'll be in town to take you to lunch, but not before Christmas. And he said I should discuss the non-smoking agreement that you guys have going on. He's down to 2 a day.
I haven't had one in 1 day.
Okay.
I had a couple yesterday.
And then this one is from way out. Yes, I had Bill Irby, and I had Annie D'Amico.
Annie D'Amico.
That one goes way back. She was a dealer at the baccarat table, and she's from Boston, and she loves the way you say sandwich.
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 It's a sandwich. It's a Boston sandwich.
So I was going to announce that on the radio. She's going to be listening. So I
Good skinny bitty. Stay right there. Merry Christmas. This is my buddy Chuck.
Yeah.
Pastor Chuck. This is what we do with the eternal perspective with on Sunday mornings.
Oh, okay. He's not the water cop.
That's Sherry's husband.
Oh, is that? Okay, that's good.
Who you'll be seeing at 3 o'clock.
Yeah,
this
you'll be singing
afternoon.
3. So I don't know if he's gonna make it, but I'm trying like a dog.
Well, that's good. That's better than smoking.
It is. I just see this is gone already. This thing. I'm thinking now, supposedly.
How many you got left?
Well, supposedly.
Do you light them, or what do you?
Yeah,
do?
they're okay. No, you don't light them. You just
They run on battery though.
run on battery. Oh, it's not even in there. So I thought I put one in there.
Uh-oh, you're done for the day.
No, that's impossible.
Uh-oh.
That means I'll have to, in the
It's
commercial
not
break,
tiger.
I'll have to run across the street. Oh, here.
The eye of the tiger. There you go.
Oh, this is the one there now, so I know. So then you put it in here. This has already been charged.
Mhm.
You recharge them?
And then this supposedly will recharge. Let's see. Turn on.
There's a
Oh,
rest. There it is.
there it goes.
All right.
Recharging.
What do those things cost?
It has the nicotine, but it doesn't have the tar.
What does it cost?
These are like 5 of these is $14, as opposed to $6 for 20 smokes. Let's try that for you.
Yeah, I've heard it. It's a lot better than 20 of the other ones.
Nicotine, what's it, Nicolettos?
No, we're talking about the advertising. Yes.
Yeah, I prefer this one to the implants. Although I know you're
This is not the case with certain area discounts.
I like this one. I like them all, actually.
If dental implants.
They're the only commercials that I don't do that I actually like.
The doctor does-
Normally,
Because every-
I usually like my stuff better.
Gives you one
But today is an amazing day. I mean, it's 3 today.
I know. He's,
And this one, that's Annie D'Amico. She hasn't been in since 2009. And she said, I really appreciate you bringing this post back. I said, what do you like about Trump? Oh, how he pronounces sandwich. I know where he's from.
sandwich. You know, I mean,
She's going to be listening.
Andy D'Amico?
Yes.
All right, we'll mention her right away.
And so is Ken Vincent.
Well, Kenny used to be my news guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was my news anchor for
Okay.
years. He's a good man.
For all of your security alarm needs, call the pros today.
And then, of course, I'm getting the report that you're not sick in your press.
That's a false statement, as a matter of fact.
Well, you don't give it the two-footers away.
Oh, that's Irby. He's
That's
so-
early, of course.
Let me
He said-
tell you something.
he said
When he
that-
wants a 2-foot putt, he takes it. Let me tell you something.
Well, you give him
He said
permission.
you
to
I
make-
made. Did he tell you about? Did he tell you I birdied both par 3s on the back?
No, he didn't tell me.
I almost made a hole in one, this close first time in my life.
Really?
An 8-iron landed 150, landed right there and stopped.
Huh.
It landed here, spun towards the hole, and stopped at the gate. Never had one. It was that close.
Well, I've had 3,
Must be a killer.
but I've been playing longer. than-
Well,
But not as well. I understand he had an 82.
hey,
But he said if he counted all the putts, it wouldn't do that.
well, that's baloney.
He said
You know, this is what he does all the time. He makes me crazy. My lifelong friend for 30 years, and he makes me nuts.
Nice guy.
He is. He's a beauty. I'll tell you, he's a fabulous chiropractor. He was amazing. Had a great practice.
Again, 800-545-5022. Somebody say joy one more time.
All right. All right, we're hanging out with our good buddy, Dr. Robert Rentz. He's on the video right now. You should be looking at it because he's got his spectacular white coat on. And I mean, you're melting away to nothing right before my eyes there, brother. Right into that microphone.
Yeah, I'm continuing to lose weight. I'm getting down. I'm as low as I've been in a number of years. So, but I still got more to go.
Yeah.
Another 3 or 4 pounds, then I'll be comfortable. But I wanted to come over here and talk to you. I've got a lot of patients that are coming in and telling me all about what you're doing.
Well, listen,
and what you're not doing.
It's not about me, brother. It's
why
about you.
Why you're doing it and all of that. You can't avoid the fact that you don't sink all your putts. And Bill's a little bit irritated about that.
Yeah.
And then Ken Vincent was telling me
Our
that,
former news anchor, Kenny Vincent.
yeah, he told me today, well, he's in there getting his teeth cleaned and he looks just perfect. And he said that he's almost off of the cigarettes. He said, "How's the coach doing?" And I said,
Well, that's not a matter for the radio conversation there, brother. That's
well, anyway, he said that he's going to be through before the end
well,
of the year.
I'd be
so-
shocked to see that because he is a
well,
chimney. He's a chimney. He's been a chimney.
well, he's down to 2 a day right now.
Oh, good
so
for him.
that's great.
Good
And
for
he said he's going to come in here and take you to lunch.
Beautiful.
Not before Christmas, but after the New Year.
Well, listen, you know,
So we're getting you fed here too.
one thing I have noticed though, Doc, since you've come in, is that I mean, for many years, you were the only guy, dentist on radio that was advertising. I mean, you know, particularly in this amazing field that you have, you know, been so far
Well,
beyond where everybody else is. Now all of a sudden we're seeing a lot of other guys get in. So I mean, there must be it must be working.
They're all jumping on the bandwagon. Yeah, well, I came up in the era when doctors who advertised were looked upon as being less than the best of care.
And you couldn't even do it for a long time, could you?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And not until the 90s did it become a respected way to advertise. I don't do any advertising in the telephone books and all of those sort of things. I don't use television. The only advertising I do is on the radio, and that resulted from one of your employees here, Robin. That
Robin died. Yeah.
Yeah, she had been involved in a very serious accident and knocked out all of her lower teeth and a motorcycle. Do you
Yes,
remember that?
yeah, absolutely.
She was in a coma and all that. Anyway,
Horrible accident.
so that would happen in Michigan, and the university put her back together, but not with teeth.
Mm-hmm.
And so when she got out here, she started working for the radio station, and she looked for somebody with experience. She came over, and I restored her lower mouth.
Yes, you did.
You cannot tell.
No way can you tell.
So she got real excited about that. And she said, "Well, why aren't you advertising what
Right.
you do?" I said, "Well, people seem to find me. You know, I was in La Jolla for 35 years, so they searched me out." But anyway, so she kept insisting that I have to advertise. So we got together with Steve, and we did some commercials ourselves together with him, and then Robin wanted it a little more professional, and so we have an outside fellow.
Yeah, he does a great job.
He's in New Mexico, does a great job. So I started, I guess it's about 8 years that we've been doing that. That's my main source of advertising. So it has been very effective to the point where I guess others are starting to copy me now. And
Well, of course, that's the highest form of praise, as you know.
yeah, well, my advertisement is different, and it's unique in that we offer a free consultation
That's exactly
to anybody.
right.
And we give second consultations where they've been elsewhere and all that.
And you would
I
never
have no axe to grind.
you would never use sort of ever to sexy girls to
No.
bring people into your office, sexy girls. I mean, you would never do that.
No,
That would be beneath
that
your
would be beneath. our
yeah,
way
sexy
of
girls,
doing it,
sexy
yeah.
girls, sexy girls. So that's the best ad I've ever heard. I mean, I listen. I'm a radio ad guy. I don't take a backseat to anybody as
Yeah.
far as producing a quality radio advertising.
Yeah, radio.
That sexy girl ad is one of the best I've
Robin
ever heard.
and John in New Mexico put that. And John, you know, I've never met him,
Is that right?
and he's done all of
Isn't
those.
that amazing?
And
Voiceover talent, yeah.
he's fantastic. He's a professional, and I talked to him on the phone, and he said, I don't want to know how you do anything. I just want to know what you do different.
Right.
And that's, and if you look at those
That's
advertisements,
exactly right.
there's what I do differently.
Well,
And-
I know how much it changed the quality of my life. My buddy, Mr. X, who's back on the East Coast, who doesn't like his name mentioned on the radio, has not stopped smiling, not for 1 second. By the way, playing golf today in Maryland, it's 26 degrees, and they're out there playing golf.
He's out there hitting them around.
Yeah, no, they got a match. I mean, they're actually playing around,
I'll have to check with
which
him
is
later.
insanity if you ask me. I need a sweater when it's 73, 74 degrees.
You know, we did 25 crowns on him,
Amazing.
and he had a difficult staining problem. His teeth were discolored because he drank well water from a well.
Yeah, yeah.
And so the minerals in the well discolored his teeth to where they were almost black. And as a result of that, he wasn't happy with it. So I went in and resurfaced all of his crowns, and we did 25 of them. He was going back and forth to his home. And we got them all done in, what was it, 3 weeks?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
No, he's very
And
pleased.
then, but I wasn't satisfied with one of them. And so I seeded the one I wasn't satisfied with and had the lab make another one. So I got it ready to go as soon as he gets.
Well, he'll be back. You know,
Yeah, I know.
he's a 3 or 4 time a winter visitor.
So it's quite a comparison.
It is, bro.
It is.
It is. Well, so
Anyway, we.
Now listen, let me
I wanted
just
to wish you
while
guys-
you're here though, let me give one more pitch while you're here. While you're sitting here with me. Now listen, if you are getting ready for bed, you know, you go into, you know, you do your shower and you know and you get all, you know, gussied up and you're strolling into your into the boudoir and you sit there and then you have to reach into your mouth and pull out your plate and your dentures, put them in a glass, and then turn to your loved one and say, "Hi, I mean, come on, that's from 1954." You know, 2014, implants is the way. Dr. Ren's free consultation. Don't let another year go by now, at the end of this year, before you do something about this. How's
Well,
that?
don't let another year go by, that's for sure. But
Yeah.
before the end of the year, I don't know if we can get it done.
No, but I'm just saying, don't let another whole year go by.
Yeah, a
Give
whole year,
Dr.
right.
Renz a call. That's what I'm saying.
Well, we had that contest in about a year for the veterans, you know,
Mhm.
and I'm here to announce today that I finished the guy, and I won't mention his name, but I'm turning over to him $50,000 worth of dentistry for free.
Isn't that- Well,
And
that's
it's changed his life too.
and you
But
are
he deserved it.
and you are another grateful veteran of was it the
Yeah,
SR?
Air Force, and of course there's Diamond that was
And Diamond.
a wave in
Diamond was a wave in
70
World War
years
II.
ago.
Unbelievable. We are such big fans of Diamond. I hope you can bring her in here with you one of these days.
Oh,
Well,
she'd love it, I'm sure.
she's a big fan of the radio show and a big fan of yours.
Yeah,
The two go,
for sure.
the two go hand in hand. Well, thank you, brother. Thanks for coming
Well,
by.
I just wanted to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, and everybody that comes in says, we're sure glad you brought the coach back. So I want all you people out there that feel that way to take the opportunity to support him also.
Yes, thank you. I appreciate that. All right, we'll be back right after this on the Rich Gilgallon Show. In fact, when we come back, we're going to come back with our buddy Chuck DeVoe is in the studio. So we're going to come back with Pastor Chuck in the Christmas season. We'll be back right after this. Newstalk 920 KPSI.
East Valley Republican women keep their
Thank you
Thanks,
very
brother.
much. Thank you very much. I gotta go back to work.
Hey, thank you so much, man. Thanks for coming by.
Yeah, okay, we'll see you. All right, you had maybe two?
Well, yeah, I'm sure you know, Irby, you don't trust Irby with a pen, okay, with the scoring pencil.
Sure. I'm sorry that,
This is your opportunity to get involved. Eliminate fear of house floods forever. Here's the coach Rich Gilgallon. Are you away from your desert property for an extended period of time? Have you received the call that your house is flooded, toilet overflow, washing machine broken pipe? Do I have a solution? Water Cop, Water Cop, Water Cop. Automatic water shut-off system. will eliminate all fear of water damage to your house forever. It's amazing. If one drop leaks, your water will shut off immediately and you'll get a call. No more sleepless nights. Water cop, water cop, water cop. Perfect for your home, back home as well. Call 760-564-8840. That's 564-8840. Or homefloodprevention.biz. That's homefloodprevention.biz. Water cop. Stop water damage before it starts. Go to homefloodprevention.biz. Water cop is recommended by insurance company. And of course, the coach. That's 760-564-8840. 760-564-8840. Water cop, water cop, water cop.
iHeartRadio can save the moment. You're part of the daily grind shared by millions of others. It's called the Workday, and while you're producing your boss's plans for success, radio signal barely gets through the fortress of steel. No problem. Listen online to your favorite stations clear as a bell with iHeartRadio. Plus, create commercial-free custom playlists. Type in an artist or song, and it does the rest. Experience the new iHeartRadio app on your phone, online, Xbox, and at iHeartRadio.com. It's free.
Fantastic. You decided. You're getting your teeth done. Now, where to go? I went to Mexico, and he seems okay. Plus, you heard a couple guys on the radio and TV, and they all sound legit. So how can you get confident in one? Well, Dr. Robert Renz offers a guide. Start with those seemingly simple initials after the name.
Yeah, I know, it sounds so simple. You know, presented
Well,
with
yeah.
at the moment. Here you go. Come on over here, big boy.
You sound like my brother. That's what he calls me.
Big boy.
Richards. Yeah, he's probably watching.
Today,
Good.
for over 35 years.
Which one you want me to? This one here?
Yeah, that goes out there. Put the other one down.
But maybe a consult too to be sure everything else fits. Dr. Ren's consult is free. Call for yours at 760.
He doesn't know that. Yeah, he does. He's beginning to know it.
And visit drrobertrenz.com.
Thought I'd flash my socks to the crowd there, Chuck.
7656. Station offer.
Start your
Now,
Sunday
just wipe your lip there. You got a little
with a new perspective, an eternal perspective. Every Sunday from 7 to 8, it's the eternal perspective brought to you by Men of Messiah. Men of Messiah, a group of local men dedicated to promoting the Word of God. Tune in every Sunday at 7
You're schwitzing?
Chuck DeVoe,
Hey, you're schwitzing a little schwitzing
brought
all
to you by
over.
Men of Messiah. It's the eternal perspective. Join us 7 a.m. every Sunday.
Ring-a-ling, ding, ding, ding-a-ling, ding. It's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. You. All right, welcome back. All right. I guess they stopped it. Oh, there it is. I knew there was one. I knew there was one coming. It's the Rich Gilgallon Show on this beautiful Monday, 71 degrees in Paradise. First name, please. Hello. How are you? Oh. Well, it's a free consultation. I can't make a business decision for him, but I'm sure he'd be inclined to help you as a fellow veteran. So give him a call, Dr. Robert Renz. You can't miss it. RENS. Yeah. Yeah. Well, he was, but he left. He had to go back to work. He's busy fixing people's teeth. All right, give him a call and let me know, okay? All right, thank you, bro. I'm a clearinghouse for my clients. That's what I am. I'm happy to do so. Happy to do so. Happy to be a clearinghouse for great men like Dr. Robert Renz. Hello there, Chuck DeVoe. How are you, brother?
Robert?
I was going to call him Bob because I call him Bob, but then I thought, well, that's not his professional name, so it kind of caught me in between Chizuk, if you know what I'm saying.
All right.
Chazzy, Chizizero,
Charlie.
That's Chuck DeVoe to come by today. He's, of course, the amazing host of The Eternal Perspective, heard every Sunday morning at 7 o'clock right here on Newstalk 920 KPSI. And this is the Christmas week, and I wanted to do something on Christmas Eve, but Chuck is otherwise occupied, and so we asked him to come in today.
You're coming out of your cave on Christmas Eve? You're gonna be here?
I'll be here Christmas Eve. Yes.
I came out of my cave to come into Gilgallon's wheelhouse.
You're in my wheelhouse
I'm
now.
in your wheelhouse, baby.
Yes, I like the fact that it's Chuck's wheelhouse on Sunday morning. I hope you've had the opportunity to tune us in. It's a very, very, I believe, very, very important radio program, and it's just such an honor for me, as I've told you many times. I'm just over the moon to have the opportunity to just help in any small way that I can to promote the Men of Messiah ministry, which has meant so much to me personally, and has allowed me to have an eternal perspective. So I thought here in the Christmas week, because we don't take calls on Sunday morning. I just think the message is too important to gum it up with telephone calls. But we will entertain some calls today as we approach the top of the hour. Probably not much time to take them, but Chuck will be is kind enough to sit with me for the next hour as well. So this is the Christmas time of the year.
Fun.
It's an amazing time of the year. It's a time of reflection, I think is fair to say. Would you say that on a regular basis for the culture, even people not inclined to have any understanding?
Well, God invites people to reflect 365, but yeah, I think this season is much more conducive to the personal reflection. Sure.
And so there's
it is for me anyway.
Yeah, it is for me too.
Yeah.
So if you let me ask you, I'm just going to throw this out there. This is how comfortable I am when Chuck is here, and
I love it.
And uncomfortable as I would be were he not here. If you have any, and I know that this makes some people uncomfortable, and I apologize for that. Although it doesn't mean I'm not going to do it. If you are out there today and you have some questions, I don't care what the questions are regarding the Christmas story, the Christmas season, questions about eternal life, questions about Jesus Christ. If you any kind of question that you have, we would entertain those at 760-320-8255. I guarantee you that this is the only radio talk show in America even that's not on a so-called religious station that will entertain calls of that matter this week. Christmas week, it's Christmas is the amazing moment. It's when it's the splitting of time. You got BC and you got AD, Anna's Domini, and so we don't celebrate the birth of Julius Caesar, who was the biggest man on the planet for 40 years. We don't celebrate Pontius Pilate's birthday. We don't celebrate, all these amazing historical figures throughout generations. But this guy is different. See, this is a big deal here, and that's why that's why it happens to be 2014 and not 6,217 or whatever it might be. So it's So anyway, we got Chuck here to help in that regard, because I am woefully inadequate to answer those kind of questions. I've tried to do it in the past, I think, but I think having you here.
Well, my disclaimer is I'm not Wikipedia in human flesh, so in the age of the internet, the access to information. I mean, I was thinking this morning, one does not even have to go to a seminary or college anymore to access the information that they.
Isn't it really amazing?
Yeah, I mean, the interpersonal relationship interaction is missing, obviously, between student and professor. But we are so blessed to have access to information and data to help us assess the questions we have and answer them.
Well, let's start with this
Isaiah
9:6 here. I mean, these were
classic Christmas text, isn't it?
Yeah, from the Christian viewpoint, the Old Testament, which encompasses everything from Genesis through the prophets
Malachi.
through Malachi, the prophets, the kings, the Psalms, the Proverbs of Solomon, the Song of Solomon, all these amazing.
That's
writers.
God's romance novel. Did you know that?
Yes, you have pointed that out.
Extremely erotic.
It is.
Piece of literature.
It makes,
What are you,
I'm
Schwitzing over here,
Vincent
right?
over here thinking of.
Yeah, it's done with such class and dignity.
Mhm.
Though. Yeah, that's a great novel.
And so we have these writers, prophets, predicting someday the coming of the Messiah, and so
In the Christmas spirit and vein, and let me just say by way of personal exclamation that anytime, and I appreciate you, Rich, having me on your show. You know how much I love you and support you as my dear brother in Christ and eternal friend. To come into your wheelhouse and to give witness and testimony to my hero, the Lord Jesus Christ, the greatest person I know, and looking forward to meeting face to face someday. It's just a real honor. And the text here, we just got a couple of texts that help us celebrate and appreciate from a biblical perspective versus the deist perspective. The person of Jesus Christ, the prophetic announcement centuries before he came, and then the fulfillment of it in the Gospels. A couple of simple texts here that we should probably read in honor to him and in the spirit of this season. What do you think?
I think we will. I think we'll do that. As a matter of fact, I'll leave that out there as a tease.
As a
of all
tease,
things. Yes,
okay.
that's what's known in our
A little hook?
business as a tease, top of the hour tease. We'll be talking about some of these issues.
Excellent.
You know, Dennis Prager has his these amazing segments on his program, which follows us about important issue segments. I mean, big time issue segments, and there's no bigger issue than this, in my view. The problems we have with our government today pale in comparison to the problems you'll have if you are separated from God in eternity.
Well, my mortality compels me to think seriously about what you just said, personally.
Yes. Well, yeah. I mean,
and anybody that's not afraid of facing their mortality should step into the arena of thought that is stimulated by the questions you just posed or your statements.
So, well, I tell you, I have to be honest. Today,
yeah,
I have been woefully inadequate on setting up this show. It's the holiday season.
Gilgallon, that's why I love you.
It's just
your frailty.
I admit my frailty and my weakness.
Yes.
And nothing in this computer is right.
Nothing's working, huh?
Oh, now see, I forgot to do that. Okay.
All
All right. So exit that and then go into
nothing staged or canned about this program.
There we go. Okay, now here we go. Okay, because the computer has the wrong first hour close on there, which is why we go to this one. See, that's why we go to this one, and we click that on. And that should be there we go. All right, we'll be back right after this on the Rich Gilgallon Show. Newstalk 920 KPSI. Stick around. There we go.
Darcy's watching.
Oh. Screwed up the whole thing.
You did?
I did. It's all right. It unscrews itself at the top of the hour, luckily. It'll unscrew itself, which is not easy to do, by the way.
Do you have any reels?
I had a couple I left at home, so you don't even hear them.
That's old.
What's that?
It's on Newstalk 920 KPSI Palm Springs.
Actually, it's okay. I mean, I'm not grinding it out or anything. I feel pretty good.
Do you feel any difference at all in your sinuses or anything?
No. It's only
Too
2
early to
days.
tell, huh?
It's quite in the cool. Yeah.
Use the restroom.
There were marches in Milwaukee today, though, after the DA there decided legal charges will not be filed against the white police officer who shot and killed Dante Hamilton and the black man that April Alex Flynn. Attorney for Newstalk today. He said Hamilton grabbed the officer with his arm and started beating him. Checking the markets in this hour down with some 141. Nasdaq is up 8 points. KPSI News. It's time for U.S. Treasury $100 dollars. That's why Americans like you are having precious metals in the time when it comes to improving their purchasing power. Our friends at American Elevated Companies. We analyzed information about easy to understand physical gold and silver in your IRA. 401k, they have a precise tax-free and hassle-free system. Gilgallon said it's open to everyone. President Obama's move to improve relations between the two countries. In Cuba's first detailed public response to restored housing last week, President Raul Castro said a full American affairs and the people welcomes the entire package of improved internet service, export goods, and strengthening private enterprise. Legendary British rock and blues singer John Tucker died. That's him singing in Newstalk, covered the Beatles song, overseas sampling on almost great level. He's performed throughout his career.
Religious function fanatics.
Someone really likes himself.
Oh, delivery? Yeah. These are okay, but Herbie's they're okay, but they're not spectacular. I like my bumpers better.
I drove in worshiping the Lord to Jackson Brown.
Well, it's easy to it's easy to do it. Hey, listening to the whole CD?
Yeah,
Isn't it spectacular?
he's spectacular.
He is.
What a musical genius. Yeah.
I mean, like I said on the radio, I would pay to hear him tune the guitar. I would go see him just to hear him tune his guitar, because I've never heard anybody tune a guitar like
That's
that.
a fanatical fan.
I know, but he, while he's talking, he's tuning. I don't know if you.
He's so relaxed.
It's so hard to tune
Right.
on the go. Now it's a little easier for us today because we have little computers that attach to the.
Is that right?
Yeah, they attach right to the neck of the guitar, and you get. It's Dave 8. No, it's Dave 8 Dynamite Goodbye Dave or something like that. DGB GT.
Really?
Richie! Anybody seen Richie? Where is he? I'm not leaving till somebody tells me where's Richie. All right, welcome back. It's the Rich Gilgallon Show. Newstalk 920 KPSI. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's 1 o'clock, our second hour. My guest in studio is the host of the hot new radio program.
Co-host.
The co-host of the hot new radio program, Eternal Perspective, my friend Chuck DeVoe. And,
Eternal friend. See, I'm qualifying everything you're saying.
yeah, that's okay. That's all right. You can qualify.
Right.
You can qualify.
We're eternal
I'm
friends.
big enough to accept qualification from you on some issues.
And I from you.
And so it's I tell you, this journey that we've been on has been an amazing blessing.
Marvelous.
It really has been. As somebody who I was one of these people that searched my entire life, I think, and I went through everything. I went through every possible explanation. I went through every possible religion, New Ageism. I was a tarot card reader, an astrologer.
Amazing.
I followed the teachings of Baba
Now, you regular
Ramdas.
listeners to Rich that don't know this, listen to this.
Yeah, I mean, I did. I followed
This
this.
is fascinating.
I followed the teaching of Baba Ramdas, which at the time was deny yourself every pleasure.
An ascetic mindset.
And yeah, in other words, you have a comfortable bed, sleep on the floor, and just observe the bed. And like a half a whack job, I did.
You did it.
And I've told the story. I mean, I was into this Eastern thing, and I was hitchhiking across the country, and I coming back through Scranton, Pennsylvania, and I was spending
Which
time,
is your hometown,
which
right?
is my hometown. I was spending time with my amazing Aunt Eileen and my Uncle Floyd, and so my aunt gave me she made me a ham and cheese sandwich. Now at the time, I was vegan. I wasn't going to eat any meat at all, and I hadn't eaten meat for a while. And so, in order to be kind, I just said thank you, and I put it in my sack, and I hit the highway, And now in those days, Chuck, when you were hitchhiking, now I don't say this to upset anybody, and I hope it won't you won't take offense. This is
You're probably well.
I was a kid. I was hitchhiking around the country, and the two things that you were nervous about getting picked up was homosexual men,
right,
and born again Christians. Those two, as a hitchhiker, you could live without. And so anyway, I got picked up by this guy who preached to me, told me I was going in the wrong direction. He told me, this guy just laid it out for me. I don't even know his name. And I couldn't take any more from this guy. And I said, pull over right here. I'm out the door. And so he pulled over on Route 95 in Hartford, Connecticut. Oh, nice haircut there, bud.
Who put the trash can there?
Put the trash can right there where the trash can goes. Unbelievable. Good to see you there, Greg. That's the one and only Greg Ayrton, soon to be starring in Lost. Oh, no, okay, I can't.
No, that's fine. Lost in Yonkers.
Lost in Yonkers coming up. We'll have more about that shortly. Anyway, so I told this guy I couldn't take anymore. I said, just drop me off here. He goes, this is Route 95. Drop me off right here. Drop me off on Route 95 in Hartford, Connecticut. And I was walking along maybe a piece of 3, maybe 2 feet wide embankment with a steel rail that went all the way the length of the road. And I'm walking single file. I got to put one foot in front of the other. And there up ahead is a compass. It's sitting on the ground. A little banged up, beaten up compass must have fell out of somebody's car.
Caught your eye, huh?
Caught my eye. I couldn't help it. It was.
You're looking down.
I'm looking down, and meanwhile, shoom, 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 trucks are going by me. Cars are going by me right off my shoulder.
Wow.
Shoom, I got a Jansport pack. I'm thinking, oh, I'm going to die here. And so I see this compass, and I pick it up. It's pointing due north, which is the way I'm walking. So I put that in my pocket. I said, isn't that interesting? I walk another maybe 20 feet, and there on this embankment is a Bible. Now, I am a dumbass. I admit that I am thick-headed. But when I'm walking and I see a compass pointing to a Bible on Route 95, where no one is walking, I'm sure I was the first person to walk on that.
Right on the heels of somebody testifying.
Right on the heels of this guy pounding me for 45 minutes about the direction my life was taking. This guy didn't know me.
Wow.
I said, well, I'm going to be a bartender. Oh, I don't know if you want to do that. Anyway, he was rather judgmental. I've come to learn through your teachings. But anyway, And that's what started to change the direction. Now, I would like to say that that was the end for me as far as my journey was concerned, but of course it wasn't. But it certainly changed.
Part of the prologue, anyway.
It was. It's part of the prologue.
Mhm.
And
Would you still have that Bible?
I do. Yeah. I certainly
Amazing.
do, yeah.
Wow.
It's all tore up and
Old King James Version?
Old King James,
Yeah,
brother.
Authorized version.
Old King James. So this journey that a lot of people are on, I think most people are. I think that. Thank you, bro. By the way, tonight is our last Monday night game of the year. And we'll be at Schmitty's Tavern, and I hope you'll come down and join us. Let me put the call out. This will be our last Monday night, and I'm sure I see over there this box of.
It looks like some good goodies.
Looks
there.
like we got some good goodies to give away.
Yeah.
So Isaiah 9, for unto us.
How much time do we have before? Can
You have 3 minutes.
Oh, okay, go ahead, read it.
For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government will be on his shoulder. And you have should I read your things too?
Well, we'll come back and discuss that.
And the government will be on his shoulder, and his name will be called Wonderful, Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. Of the increase of his government and peace, there will be no end. Upon the throne of David and over his kingdom, to order it and establish it with judgment and justice. From that time forward, the zeal of the Lord of hosts will perform this. Now that's written
centuries before Christ actually.
Centuries. He will be called Wonderful.
We still got a moment.
Counselor.
Go ahead and read Matthew's.
Matthew 1:21, very famous verse. And she will bring forth a son, and you shall call his name Jesus, for he will save his people from their sins.
And then we have the Lucan account,
the famous Lucan account,
Christ's
which is what you hear if you have kids, and you're not even a Christian. I mean, you've heard this Lucan account in Peanuts. I mean, I'll never forget Peanuts reading this.
Dr. Schultz.
Dr. Schultz.
Yeah.
Now, in the 6th month, the angel Gabriel, by the way, no joke of a guy. In the 6th month, the angel Gabriel was sent by God to a city of Galilee named Nazareth, to a virgin betrothed to a man whose name was Joseph, of the house of David. The virgin's name was Mary. And having come in, the angel said to her, "Rejoice, highly favored one. The Lord is with you. Blessed are you among women." But when she saw him, she was troubled by his saying and considered what manner of greeting this was. Then the angel said to her, "Don't be afraid, Mary, for you have found favor with God. And behold, you will conceive in your womb and bring forth a son, and shall call his name Jesus. He will be great and will be called the Son of the Highest. And the Lord God will give him the throne of his father David, and he will reign over the house of Jacob forever, and of his kingdom there will be no end." No end. So that includes today, by the way. Okay, we are part of that no end. It's the Rich Gilgallon Show, along with Chuck DeVoe. I'm surprised you guys haven't called, but not. What did I do here now, Chuck?
I don't know, my brother.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness gracious!
You got the order.
All right, you're gonna have to bear with me here. Because I have to, I got to fix some stuff here. There's no other way around it. I have gummed up the whole doggone clock here on the Rich Gilgallon Show. Let's try, let's go here. We'll try here. Okay, there we go. And then this is what happens when you do radio on the fly, ladies and gentlemen. This is Radio 101 on the fly. And I've been doing this now for a while, and I'm sorry to say that this is the first. I'm not sorry to say this is the first time I've gummed it up this bad in a while, but I'm just trying to build a little break here, so we can. Let's try this. Okay, there we go. All right, it's the Rich Gilgallon Show, right here on Newstalk 920 KPSI will be, no, that's not right. So we did this, we did this, we did this, we put that there. No, that's not it. Why isn't it doing it? We'll be back right after this. Stick around. So screwed up now.
Is it? Can you fix it?
Oh my God. How can I not? Why can't I get a stop there? Right, there it is.
Start with those seemingly simple initials after the name. It tells their level of dentistry. Dr. Red's are MAGD. It stands for Master of Dentistry. Simply put, if it can be done in your mouth, Bob not only went to school for it, today he's performed it for over 35 years. Be confident in the dentist's skill, yes, but you need a consult too to be sure everything else fits. Dr. Red's consult is free. Call for yours. 760-902-7756 and visit drrobertrenz.com. Once again, 760-902-7756. Sedation offered. Eliminate fear of consequence forever. Here's the coach, Rich Gilgallon. Are you away from your desert property for an extended period of time? Have you received the call that your house is flooded, toilet overflow, washing machine broken pipe? Do I have a solution for you? Water cop, water cop, water cop. Automatic water shut-off system will eliminate all fear of water damage to your house forever. It's amazing. If one drop leaks, your water will shut off immediately, and you'll get a call. No more sleepless nights. Water cop, water cop, water cop. Perfect for your home, back home as well. Call 760-564-8840. That's 564-8840. Go to homefloodprevention.biz. That's homefloodprevention.biz. Water cop.
There we go. First time I've done that.
You just forgot to set it?
I forgot to set my board. Yeah, that's the first thing I normally do. I get wrapped up with, I gave everybody in the building a Christmas CD and this and that, and I just forgot whatever. I forgot. My fault.
East Valley Republican women keep their membership informed about statewide and national issues.
So that was, I'll even call him. This is the second Monday he was supposed to be here. Yeah, rude.
This is a tough time of year, I think that's probably.
Well, yeah, but it's the only time of year I have to get it done, so it's got to get done.
Well, let's see what happens.
5, 6?
Huh?
Great. I don't get as many as we do.
2 are better than 1, Rich.
Join us 7 a.m. every Sunday morning.
Welcome back. It's the Rich Gilgallon Show. It's a little Bakakta version today. One and Messiah, ooh, desire. I use that song because the first time I had Chuck DeVoe in studio, it was Christmas week, and I'm going to say
2012, I think.
It was 2012.
I think so, yeah.
So that was 2 years ago, and you came in, you sat right over here. I'll never forget it. And
you were sitting over there.
I was. Johnny Bruce was was running the board back then, and I said, "Well, Chuck, I'm glad that you came by because I wanted to talk about Jesus in the Christmas week. I think it's important to talk about Jesus as we have this. We celebrate his birthday. It is the elephant in the room. I mean, I hear so many, businesses talking about Xmas and talking about, some other, strange sort of almost saying almost anything other than the name Christ. Almost trying to, did you know, Chuck? I wasn't aware. Are you aware that this is the solstice celebration as well, apparently. Happy solstice, I've heard. Somebody said that to me the other day. I go, is the solstice is happy? I don't. So, on this program,
Sounds like one of the names of the seven dwarfs to me.
solstice, sleepy, snoozy, solstice. On this show, we're not going to run away from this issue. Okay, this is the issue. This is the issue of the time. You know, in both the micro and the macro. So anyway, I'm pleased to have Chuck here. So walk us through this Isaiah 9:6.
You know, I'm moving on the assumption that most of your visit.
Well, let's try.
Go ahead.
Let's try. We'll try. Now, this is an experiment. We haven't done this.
All right.
Let's see if sanity will remain. You're on the Rich Gilgallon Show with Chuck DeVoe. Who's this?
This is Alan in Palm Springs.
Thanks, Al.
My wife works retail in Palm Desert and is not allowed to see Merry Christmas.
I can't believe that. How could she not be allowed?
It's happy holidays. It's so sad.
It is sad. It is sad.
That's all I had for you guys.
Well, that's enough. I mean, you know, I'm outraged by that. You know.
I am as well.
Thank you, Al. Thank you, buddy. Alan listens. You know, we found an audience.
Thank you, Alan, for your encouragement.
Apparently, we found an audience for this radio program, which gets an enormous amount of hits around the world. Tell us about the around the world kind of numbers.
Well, you know, it's not exponential, but it's gaining some ground in terms of play and viewing audience internationally through our website.
Yeah.
And
it's metamessiah.com.
the analytics allow us to determine where these hits are coming from and the country, the city. And so,
well, as I was relaying the story before the phone rang, you sat over here, and I said, "Chuck, tell us a little bit about this." And you said, "I'm always happy to come and talk about the love of my life." And that I think that I tell you the truth, that statement had a lasting impact in my life. Just to hear that statement, and so that's why I'm thrilled to be partnering with you.
Well, he still is, Rich, and I'm learning how to enjoy, appreciate, and benefit from him being that person in my life. You know, let's try to mix into the discussion here from these let's call them Christmas texts, for lack of a better term, Christmas narratives, and focus on the reality of the politics and the government reflected in these texts. What I want to accentuate is the political figure, if I can use that term, that Jesus Christ represents from the standpoint of the Word of God, as he's reflected and called in other texts, such as the book of Revelation, the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. But here the terminology, and I think it's purposeful, that the inspired writers, Isaiah, Matthew, Mateo, Luke, use, grabs my heart and tells me this person that I'm madly in love with is the king, the emperor of the universe, in an invisible form presently, but in the future, in physical form on this planet. And in fact, as Isaiah first comments, of his government there will be no end. This is an everlasting kingdom that he's reigning over. And quite frankly, I'm politically minded when it comes to temporal earthly things. I try to stay abreast of the culture, and you're a big asset to me, Rich. You really help me stay informed and hopefully intelligently grounded in what's going on. But I'll be honest with you. I'm working. I don't have to work on a campaign. I'm working for a king whose kingdom will never come to an end, and whose reign and regime will be forever and ever and ever.
Well, isn't this an amazing statement by Isaiah?
The government will be on his shoulders.
The government will be upon his shoulders. Now, at the time that Isaiah was around here, the government was the king and his army, and that was pretty much it.
Israel has historically been in conflict with the Goyim, the nations around them, and God uses them often as a buffer or a disciplinary tool to get the hearts of his chosen people back to him. So human government is obviously something that exists back in this day, but here he's proleptically.
Well, now, what does it mean to you when you hear the government will be on his shoulder?
He will shoulder the load. He will shoulder the load of, it's a figure of speech, of governing the cosmos and its inhabitants. The entire universe I'm talking about, not just this little globe we live on,
right,
but the entire universe and whatever conceivable inhabitants might exist either now and or ultimately in the future. He is going to govern. He is going to rule. This child who was born and whose particular association with the Davidic covenant and Mary and Joseph and all the wonderful facets of the Christmas story is a king. He's a king. Have you seen it? It's been floating around the internet. I got a little picture of it of the possible crib, a cradle.
The manger.
Yeah, and it's the first king size bed. I think that's kind of clever, you know, and that's really true. What was born into life is not only the savior of mankind, as special and as purposeful as that is. For in Matthew he says that he will save his people from his sins. He's the savior of the world, the redeemer of the world. But he is the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, and he's going to return in this statute. You know, I'm thinking here of Hebrews, you're getting me worked up here, 12:28. Since, not if, we are receiving a kingdom which cannot be shaken, an eternal kingdom and an eternal king. Let us have grace by which we may serve him acceptably and with godly fear. So the Christian perspective, I think, should be the eternal perspective, principally focused on the government of the promised son, or on the king and his coming kingdom. This sad, chaotic government that we live under right now does not drain me of my hope and my anticipation because of this eternal perspective and because of texts like this. There will be no end to his government. Of his government, the increase will be peace and serenity and righteousness and
of the increase of his government and peace.
What does that suggest to you? I mean, that suggests exponential growth.
Yes.
In other words, that means that the government that he is the head of, the exercise of authority over creatures, over creation, is going to be growing and growing and growing. This is a fascinating concept and idea to explore scripturally, because it tells me that in the eternal future, it's conceivable that there will be the creation of other universes, other planets. I mean, we can get into this.
Well, yeah, see, you take that.
You drive me crazy, Gilgallon.
I mean, you run with that. You do. You run with that more than anybody that I've ever. So,
well, it's biblically, I think there's supportable evidence for some of these contentions.
But here's the thing: there'll be no end. But upon the throne of David and over his kingdom, to order it and establish it with, as you would say, what? I would say judgment and justice.
Yeah, I think that if we're looking for judgment that is fair and impartial, that is clean and pure and holy, this is where we look. We look for and justice. I mean, this is the time frame under his authority and under his rule and reign that we will finally have what we're looking for today and what man can't give us and won't give us. And history bears this out. Every king and every kingdom has fallen. I was listening to Rush on the way in, and bless his heart, he's, you know, we're hoping for this, we're anticipating, we want this, we want this. I mean, how many times have you heard that mantra throughout human history on the lips of people, and even in our day and age? But it never happens. It never, ever happens. No, I don't want to take away from the role of talk show hosts, especially conservative ones. Right. But the bottom line is this is the bottom line truth, at least for me.
Well, this is where our hope is.
And this is why I'm madly in love with the King.
And from that, to order and establish it. Talk about that. I mean, ordering and establishing.
Well, that suggests that there's going to be order. There's going to be symmetry. There's going to be structure to this particular government. This is a literal government and reign on this planet. And we know from the scripture that physically the Lord Jesus Christ, the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, the one we're talking about here, will reign for a literal 1,000 years. And then he will take everybody off of this planet, put them somewhere else, the Bible doesn't tell us, and create a new heavens and a new earth. And over that, he will reign forever and ever. And this is I think, a confirmation of the fact that of his government there will be no end, and of the increase of his government and peace there will be no end.
This is what the season is really all about.
Speaking as a biblicist here, not as a deist.
And of course, you know, if it weren't for Easter, then the Christmas story would have no meaning
We should
whatsoever.
celebrate. Yeah, we should celebrate Easter in December, huh?
Well, I mean,
Why not?
Why not? We should have celebrate them both at the same time.
Absolutely.
All right, it's the Rich Gilgallon Show. Time now for our local news here with Dapper Denny Daily, and then we'll be back right after this thing. Okay. I think I'm all right now. I think I'm back.
You think you got it in order?
Yeah, I don't need too much of a commercial break while I got you here. So
We can talk a little bit about Mary.
Let's talk about Mary.
Her significance role in Luke 1:26 through 28 to us.
Oh, Mary,
Should we venerate her? Should we? How high?
you're coming up, Rose.
The Palm Springs Boys and Girls Clubs has announced a donation of $1,000 for the Colts on staffing. Also,
You're as bad as I am.
What's that?
You're as bad as I am with the bathroom runs.
Oh, I've been drinking coffee all morning. I probably went through 2 pots. I've got to have the caffeine to stay alert.
Oh, Mary, you're coming up, Rose.
Someday, Richie, I'm gonna have a body that's not gonna need elixirs and stimulants. And
Let's see what he gave me. Anything good to give away tonight?
who's playing tonight?
The Bengals and the Bears? No, Broncos.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That'll be a decent game. Are they playing in Denver?
I don't know. Oh, Game Room Gallery. NFL football table.
Wow.
He's playing. Same old crap. You know, I tell you this, 2 weeks in a row, I put a suit on to meet the guy from the restaurant. 2 weeks in a row, he don't show.
Go big sign and banner sale going on now. Need a banner or sign for your business? Then get over to Canyon Copy and Print today and pay the lowest price on a 3x8-foot banner.
Insidious drug. Insidious. In every cell of your body screams out. Every cell, brain cell, kidney cell, stomach cell, every cell. Where is it? That's what it says.
Commercial.
I know, you can feel it.
Yeah, correct. Or whatever it
You
is.
can feel the cell going, where is it? Oh, your toes, your head, your neck.
So withdrawals.
Terrible thing. Terrible thing. Horrible.
It's a big boy.
That's TK. It's my buddy. Good man.
This is your opportunity to get involved. Start your Sundays every Sunday with a new perspective, an eternal perspective. Every Sunday from 7 to 8. It's the Eternal Perspective, brought to you by Men of Messiah. Men of Messiah, a group of local men dedicated to promoting the Word of God. Tune in every Sunday at 7 o'clock for Chuck DeVoe and Rich Gilgallon, brought to you by Men of Messiah. It's the Eternal Perspective. Join us 7 a.m. every Sunday morning.
Welcome back. to the Rich Gilgallon Show. Welcome back to the Rich Gilgallon Show. Beautiful Monday in the desert of Southern California. 74 degrees, already whistling through the palm trees. On the way to 8, by the way. If not today, certainly tomorrow. And for Christmas Eve, looks like 80 degrees, which is just the perfect temperature, in my view.
What do you say?
To celebrate Christmas.
What do you say we play the whole song, Waylon Jennings on Sunday morning for those who
Well,
want to hear the whole
yeah,
thing? Tune in on Sunday morning at 7.
Yeah, we played Go Tell It on the Mountain by Mahalia on Sunday last, celebrating
Sterling,
which was an amazingly iconic edition of my favorite Christmas carol. That's my favorite one. I mean, you know, that's what it's all about. You know, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, yeah, it's great. You know, Frosty the Snowman.
Yeah.
Burl Ives is amazing as Frosty the Snowman in the Island of Misfit Toys, which to me of that whole Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer television show that we all watched as kids.
Yeah.
The most amazing part of the writing of that was about the Island of Misfit Toys. You know, I mean, it spoke to me.
It really grabbed your attention.
It did. It did. It spoke to me. It was like
the operative word there was misfit.
Yes, because that's how you know. It's really when you're a certain age, and you've been a counselor for many years, Chuck. I mean, the things that happen in your childhood, they linger. And they manifest themselves normally in unhealthy behaviors and things of that nature for your entire life.
The lack of things that you have,
yeah.
You know, not just the active things, but the deficiencies in child's development.
You know, and so here we have this situation where you have this virgin, okay, and she's betrothed.
You're talking about Mary.
You're talking about Mary, and she's betrothed already to Joseph.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know who the guy I don't think ever gets enough credit is the chief stepfather of the Bible. Joseph is the, you know, to coin a sort of a Catholic phrase, the patron saint of stepfathers is Joseph, the husband of Mary.
Well, it was through his line actually that the Davidic kingship was to be passed, not through Mary's. So without him, as the father, the stepfather in this case, being involved in this union and in the parental development of this young child who is the savior of the world, there would be no establishment of the Davidic kingdom in light of the
and we could say thank goodness that you know he wasn't coming today because you know with the people in charge of the Middle East that are in charge of the Middle East today. You know, it would have been a whole different story, sad to say.
Yeah, well, his return will be at a time that is just precisely and properly depicted for us in Scripture. That's our hope. You know, blessed are those in his return.
Now, as we read the gospel, as a biblicist, Chuck, without any other input, this whole notion of Mary is one that has been a large part of the schism of the church back in the Reformation and things of that nature. Tell us about the biblical.
Well, let's just look
version.
Let's look at the text and just take it at face value. The virgin's name was Mary, so she has a name. Her name is Mary. Her sexuality is described here as possessing virginity. And having come in, the angel said to her, we're talking about Gabriel.
The first thing he says is rejoice.
Rejoice. And then he in one sense venerates her. By saying highly favored one. Rejoice, highly favored one. The Lord is with you.
Right.
And I've thought a little bit about this, and without taking too much license with the text, I'd like to suggest that this woman was probably as prepared to fulfill her maternal instincts as any woman on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
I know women who are really maternal, some who are not so maternal, but those that are really maternal, if that instinct or that desire is not fulfilled, there's a sufficient sense of lack or lack of fulfillment. So he says, highly favored one, the Lord is with you. Blessed are you among women. Now, Rich, notice he says, blessed not because of being the mother of Jesus, but for the honor of giving birth to the King. That's why you're blessed. So
That's why
I don't want to take the veneration too far.
I understand what you're saying. So in other words, listen, blessed are you among women
because of the honor.
You're not being chosen because you're blessed among women.
Right.
You are blessed among women because you are being chosen.
And the honor.
And oh my goodness gracious. I mean, just that understanding, it opens up this text in ways that a lot of people probably have never heard before.
Right. I grew up under a religious umbrella that put Mary in terms of the object of worship.
Almost as a co-equal.
Oh, yes, definitely as a co-equal.
Right.
And I think a text like this, which is the central text, in my opinion, in gleaning truths about her stature, her relationship to the Creator, etc., her relationship to Jesus is made very clear. So I'm
blessed are you among women, because here you have this opportunity.
The King,
amazing.
That's
so amazing. So when she saw him, she was a little verklempt, as they might say in the Yiddish circles.
Right.
She was a little verklempt at the saying, and considered, what kind of greeting is this? What are you talking about? Basically, it's, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
She's saying to him.
Yeah.
And he said to her, don't be afraid. Now, you know what I've noticed, Chuck, is whenever there's an angelic appearance to anyone in the gospel, in this case, Mary, there are other scriptures where an angel, in one reason or another, is talking to a person.
Mm-hmm.
Almost exclusively, the first thing that they are required to say is "fear not." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it obviously is something that when you see it, your first reaction is fear, because it's out of the ordinary.
Exactly. Yeah.
And so the angels almost always have to say, "Wait, don't be afraid. Let me get started. Let's see what we got here." Got my fingers crossed. The Rich Gilgallon Show. First name, please. Hi, Paul. You have a question for Chuck DeVoe? Thank you, Paul.
Thank you, brother. What's your last name, Paul?
Well, you don't want to tell him.
You don't want to tell him.
Oh, Paulie, the train. You're the train guy, Paulie. Yeah, I know, Paul. Yeah, you're the train guy. Yeah. Yes.
With our president, nothing's going to change. Everything is just going to sort of keep going as is. Because if you notice, Fast and Furious, the IRS, nothing can keep coming.
I know, Paul. I know. It's extremely disturbing, and I'll be happy to discuss that with you again in more detail tomorrow.
Let me just say that just because we're Christians doesn't mean we don't get disturbed by these things.
Of course.
In fact, we should be.
Yes.
Maybe more purely than anybody else, because we have a backdrop of truth to measure it. So the disturbance, the perplexity, the disdain for it, I think is a healthy thing. It's just we don't want to let it go too far, nor lose our perspective. Truths like this,
right.
that there is a new world coming, a new government, and ultimately righteousness will rule and reign.
Now, and this time of year, Chuck, I believe I've seen, at least in my life and experience, I see people who might not think about Christ 11 and a half months a year begin at least to think about him this time of year, and that's why I think it's important. At least there'd be one place that happens to mention the fact that this whole Merry Christmas thing and the gift giving with the kids and the families gathering together from all around.
Well, maybe
the world.
there's a silver lining in all of this, Rich. I don't know, but in the former religion that I was immersed in, you know.
Well, midnight mass,
midnight
you know,
mass,
was,
and then you know,
everybody had a few.
It didn't have any impact on me. What had an impact on me is the same thing that you went through. I hit rock bottom, and realized that yes, indeed, I'm not as grand as I think I am, and I'm in need of a tremendous amount of help and affection and love that's real and genuine and long lasting, and thus salvation. So, you know, yeah, we can. I don't know how much the Lord uses it. Really, it's His business. It's His call. You know, maybe it's a precursor to something better. If, in fact, at this time of the year, there's a heart that is tickled a little bit or swashed a little bit in that direction. You know, I don't know.
Well, I think the one thing is that people begin to understand that in the giving, that they actually feel emotionally better.
Yeah,
Than in
it
the
doesn't last.
Doesn't last. But you know what? If it's there for a minute,
Relatively speaking, sure, why not?
well, there you go. All right, Chuck DeVoe is with us. I'm trying to cheer him up. I'm trying to cheer him up on this in this holiday season.
Hey, I am, believe me,
I know
I'm
you.
cheered up.
All right, we'll be back right after this to wrap it up. Stick around.
Looking for it here.
That's great. So you know who called him?
Yeah, he was the Sinatra's train guy.
Dr. Robert Randall trained the assets for always happens. Bob offers a free consultation to
Here's
any
why.
leading
On
dental
Sunday, it just
whether it's 1, 2.
here's an opportunity to ask you.
I told you need
Yes, darling. This is an opportunity right here to make a call, you know, and take advantage of it. But they're timid
You
when it
actually
comes to
see the
this.
doctor.
That's okay. Yeah.
Not an assistant or a manager.
But they'll remember. Well, after I'm done, I'll tell you what. When I'm dead.
Rich, we haven't been doing this very long. I know. We're new at this. It's the Lord just, you know, He's not going to dump everything on us at one time. It's a learning curve.
When I'm dead, this is
This is a great legacy.
Finally, a freebie.
Has it ever fallen off before?
It does once in a while.
325-1108. Or visit
So Harrison
drrobertrings.com. Sedation available.
This holiday, the perfect gift to get the person who loves to dine out is a Desert Dining Club card. Purchase one.
Have you
right
heard
now
from
and
Jim
you'll
and
get
Mickey?
I called yes. The other day, and we missed kind of chat. I called him last night. We had the quarter. You know, last night I scored more points. Yeah, this weekend than I have the entire season almost put together. Everybody I had went crazy. Frank Gore went crazy. Everybody.
Well, you had
Everybody.
Tom Brady.
Or no, I traded Brady.
Got rid of him.
Bad trade. But the Seattle quarterback went crazy. The Skins. Yeah, my running back went crazy, and my receiver Morris and Jackson went crazy. I had like 140 points. No, it could be a Facebook hit, email it, could be anything.
East Valley Republican women keep their membership informed about
I love the way that Jennings went through. Oh, that song is just
A morning star.
Check in at 11 a.m. Their programs and speakers are not to be missed by anyone. That's conservative values. Call Sue at 760-772-709-6. This is your opportunity to get involved. Start your Sundays every Sunday with a new perspective, an eternal perspective. Every Sunday from 7 to 8, it's the Eternal Perspective, brought to you by Men of Messiah. Men of Messiah, a group of local men dedicated to promoting the Word of God. Tune in every Sunday at 7 o'clock for Chuck DeVoe and Rich Gilgallon, brought to you by Men of Messiah. It's the Eternal Perspective. Join us 7 a.m. every Sunday morning.
Go ahead and tell it on the Mount Mahalia. Everywhere we go. By the way, tomorrow I'll be getting back to talking about everything that's wrong in our culture. I'll give you some more bad news. Today we'll give you a little good news. Rejoice! Rejoice! Goodwill toward men. What an amazing statement that is to me. From God to men, goodwill, goodwill. And why? For no good reason. I mean, why? He's already been through this, try to talk sense into these
Why,
people.
Rich? Because he has a capacity to love that
Trying to talk,
boggles the human mind.
try to talk sense into people for 4,000 years. But even still, even understanding that at times, there was only one good person. And still, here comes the good news. That goodwill
Capacity to
toward
love,
men.
but the nature of love defies human.
You're on the Rich Gilgallon Show with Chuck DeVoe. First name, please. Hi, Richard. Good to hear from you, brother. Well, I don't know if he didn't. I mean, I'm not sure he didn't. I mean, I'm not aware of what his his eternal destiny is.
We know he believed in a lot of other things, didn't he?
Yeah, I believed in grilled peanut butter and banana sandwiches. But he did. He could sing. He sang beautiful. Yeah. And in fact, that's some of the greatest singers of our lifetime grew up as church singers. Aretha Franklin, Dionne Warwick. Sad to say, Whitney Houston. Not sad to say that she sang in church. It's sad because of her final outcome. Well, he was, but I'll yield the floor to Chuck. I mean, that's not. There's nothing in his death that precludes.
Right.
We sure would have. You're absolutely right about that, brother. And I'll tell you what, his daughter has just put out an amazing CD.
Can she sing?
She can sing, but she sings with him.
Oh, really?
In the spirit of the Frank Sinatra duets album.
So they've merged the two.
They have merged the two, and they join together and sing in the ghetto, which is very appropriate in this day and age. And really, check that out on online. It's really striking. 765. Chuck is, we have the sound effects here. Droid. It's the modern electronic concertina that goes on here on the Rich Gilgallon Show. When I get an email or a voice.
In chaos we find peace, because of the
chaos we find peace.
It's not a mock peace. It's not a feigned peace. It's not everything's cool and everything's not cool. It's the ability, the capacity to genuinely, honestly say, "Hey, I'm hurting. I'm in affliction, but I have peace in the Savior."
And this is the thing, that it's interesting to me, is that there's this notion people have in the culture that Christians believe they're better than others, and really
some probably do.
Some may.
You and I know better, Rich.
Yes, I think we would say just the opposite. I mean, I didn't come here to this belief whistling a happy tune. I came here on my knees. You're on the Rich Gilgallon Show. First name, please. Hi, Larry. How are you, buddy?
Whenever I'm working out of the house, and it's always a joy to hear you, Rich.
Thank you, Larry.
Glad you're on the air. Anyway, what I wanted to mention, one of the real strong testimonies of what you mentioned, that his kingdom will have no end,
Mm-hmm.
is the strong messianic movement now. Started with Moshe Rosen years ago, and along with others.
Jews for Jesus.
That's right. Well, not only that, but there's many messianic congregations now, and they're growing. And it's just a fabulous testimony to the growth, how the Jews, and also Gentiles included, are coming to the Lord.
That's an excellent point. You're accentuating the Jewishness of the movement and the Messiah's reign. I mean, this is according to David, that his kingship will flow. So that accentuation is beautiful.
Well, it's all there. It's all brought to you by the Jews, and they're coming back, and they're going to be here. They're going to be God's oracles, whether they like it or Many of us like it.
That's great.
Now we see the big plan, and it's really a wonderful blessing. And I attend our local Messianic congregational Shalom, and it's just a wonderful, wonderful thing.
I see you guys in the Christmas parade every year. You got a great float every year out there singing it up. We appreciate.
Well,
We appreciate it.
We haven't been in for the past two, but we're going to be bringing that back.
Thank you, brother. Thanks for the call, man. I appreciate that, coach. God bless you.
Merry Christmas and Happy Hanukkah.
Thanks, Larry.
Thank you, Larry. Chuck, thanks, man. Thanks, thanks for coming by. It's a great pleasure, as always, to hang out with
We
you.
just
on
keep
the
it
radio.
real, don't we?
We try.
Yeah.
We try to the best of our
We do.
humble ability, brother.
You know.
So you can tune in. By the way, we are not taking a break on Sunday,
Right.
either this Sunday or next Sunday. I'll be off Thursday and Friday both weeks, but we'll be here on Sunday. I really appreciate Chuck DeVoe coming in, and I appreciate your kindness in listening to us. It's it's silly in my view during the Christmas week, particularly to have no mention of Jesus Christ. To me, it's just silliness beyond belief. So we do it here, if nowhere else. So I'll be back tomorrow. Until then, please do me a favor, take it one day at a time. I mean, KPSI in Palm Springs. God bless you. Thank you to Robert Renz who came by today, and God bless Dr. Renz, and God bless these United States of America. Nice job, buddy.
Thank you.